Dear friends, today the representatives of all church organizations, or most of them in Singapore, our Blessed Sacrament Church included, had a meeting with Archbishop Msgr. William Goh. The reason why he called us together was to share with us his vision and plans for the next 10 years. Now, our Archbishop is a young and energetic man, so you will not be surprised to hear that as a young and energetic man, he has the ambition to bring new life, a kind of revival or renewal in the Church of Singapore. That kind of ambitions is what you can expect from every young and energetic bishop. But in the case of Msgr. William Goh, it is not only because he is young that he has such ambitions, but because he follows the way of thinking of many prominent Catholics in the last 100 years of our church history. Of Pope John the 23rd, who was canonized recently, it was said that he threw the windows of his room wide open and cried out, "Aggiornamento! Let us renew, let us update our church." And what came out was the Second Vatican Council, with its deep and passionate desire for renewal, coupled with an all-embracing desire to reach out to the whole modern world. And that wish for renewal and for outreach to the whole world was continued by Paul VI, who stated that our church is existing in order to evangelize, to reach out to the world outside. And John Paul II, who was also recently canonized, as you know, carried this evangelical shift even further, summarizing the main orientation of his pontificate. He declared in Mexico City on May the 6th of 1990, "The Lord has wished me to be a pilgrim of evangelization, bringing to all peoples the message of salvation." So what Msgr. William Goh wants to achieve is nothing new in a way. In fact, it has always been a desire living in the whole church for a long time, a deep desire for renewal, for upgrading, for revival, first of all in our own Catholic community, followed by an equally deep desire to bring the good news of Jesus to the whole world. They call that movement nowadays the new evangelization. Does this mean now that everything in our past and present church has been wrong? Of course not. In the first place, there are certain things in our Catholic Church we can never change or modify or renew, because they belong to the essential traditions and teachings of our faith. Nor do we want to say for a moment that everything has been wrong in our Singapore church. Our masses are full, our priests and religious by and large are serious and hardworking, Many of our lay people are over-generous and better participating than anywhere else in the world. There are hundreds of organizations, I guess, and movements and pastoral initiatives. No, we are not that bad. But, and here I come again, we can do better. If we compare ourselves, for instance, to the early Christians in their personal relation with Christ, in their love for one another, in their practicing of all sorts of virtues, chastity, and so on. If we compare ourselves with them, who dares to deny that we can, and that actually we should, do much and much better? And that is the renewal we are talking about. Now, such a renewal is not easy. You can change all sorts of external things in our church. The way we organize ourselves, the songs we sing, and the prayers we pray, the way we meet and clothe and build our churches, anything can be changed. But these changes are absolutely and utterly useless as long as they remain only external and do not affect our internal spirit, our heart. It is about the same as with a bottle full of poison. If you want to change the inner contents of such a bottle full of poison, it is not enough to change the label on the outside. You must change the contents too. Merely external changes, as the Vatican Council II already stated, will not do us any good if we do not try to have all the time an internal renewal of spirit, the spirit of love and truth and humility and prayerfulness and courage and wisdom and whatever else the gospel wants us to have. And that change is not easy. But it has to be carried out if we want to raise the level of our church to a higher level. Dear brothers and sisters, let me stop here because one participant of the last PRE weekend wants to give her testimony how the program has worked on her. I myself consider the PRE as one of the helpful tools, not the only one. Maybe there are better ones, I don't know. As one of the helpful tools to create a little bit of that renewal I have been talking about. Because frequently, not always again, but frequently, it creates a deeper community spirit and a deeper love for Christ. Not only in old people, but also in the young.